Motorists travelling around Hospital Street in Johannesburg should expect some traffic delays this morning as mourners gather outside the Johannesburg mortuary. The body of the regent of the AmaZulu nation, Queen Mantfombi Dlamini Zulu, will be transported from Johannesburg to Nongoma in KwaZulu-Natal today. For more on the departure of the Queen's mortal remains from Johannesburg to Nongoma, we cross now to our reporter Chriselda Lewis, who's been there for us all morning as well. Chriselda, good morning. Please update us.
Well, there's quite a lot of activity outside the Johannesburg mortuary. As you indicated, the mortal remains of the departed Queen will leave Johannesburg here this morning to KwaZulu-Natal. We're expecting amongst the dignitaries to arrive here any moment now, including the royal family as well as the Gauteng Premier David Makhura, who you'd recall greeted the royal family, or basically when they arrived, met with them together with MECs Faith Mazibuko, Dr. Nomathemba Mokgethi, as well as Mbali Hlophe, basically welcoming the royal family as well as some of the dignitaries from the KwaZulu-Natal provincial government, ahead, of course, of the mortal remains, the departure of the Zulu regent, Her Majesty the Queen Mantfombi Dlamini Zulu this morning, working, of course, together with the KwaZulu-Natal government, the Gauteng provincial government as well, will facilitate this departure this morning of Her Majesty the Queen. And, of course, the royal family will also be in attendance here. The Premier of Gauteng, we understand, is expected to arrive at about 8:30. That was the time that we were given. I also understand that once they leave here, the Premier will accompany the royal family with a delegation of about 5 MECs. Her Majesty will be interred on Thursday in the KwaKhangela Makengane Palace in Nongoma in northern KwaZulu-Natal, as we have been reporting. The Zulu maidens arrived here early this morning. They were here last night paying their last respects. You'll be able to see some of those visuals just here behind me. Izinduna have also come from different places. I want to speak now to the spokesperson of Izinduna in Alexandra, Ubabo Linda Twala. Thank you very much indeed for your time. Baba Twala sabonga ngesikhathi sakho baba. Baba Twala, isizwe sakaZulu silahlekele kakhulu. Nilapha namhlanje, you are also coming to pay your last respects. But I also understand that in Alexandra you had a very special bond with the departed king and also the departed queen. Please tell us more.
Under Bishop Tlapo, where God never fails. We've done so much because Nabantu Abebeya Mhlangin. We were the organizers, so Kipama Bas, Naboba Patrice Msipe, no Bishop Endin Tlap. And again, Ufigile Center Zobonabo Koko, because where my center is, it was bombed by police when we're still demanding the release of Bob Mandela. And he came to see the place and he came to give a service. A God never fails. So, intesim kumbula ngayo uthando lwakhe, because ubekwazi nokuthi akushumayeza akutshele ngamavesi, but above all into engikhumbulayo wathumela bonke ondlunkulu when my daughter passed away ukuthi beze emngcwabeni womntwana wami. That I'll never forget. And the relationship that we had with the king, bonke nje nenkosi yamaswati makhosetive, it goes back a long way. And what I can say now, may her soul rest in peace. Silahlekele, siyakhala, sisizwe samaZulu.
Babtwala, one of the things that you mentioned key is that the departed queen had come to your daughter's funeral. Is that correct?
The king, the Undlunkulu, meaning Amakoskazi, they came to my daughter's funeral when she passed away. And that encouraged me, ukuthi umuntu onjengayo unothando. And waphinde weza nase center to come and see our senior citizens, the disabled persons, the home that I have built for abantu base Alexandra. Waphinde futhi wazoshumayela nase God never fails. We gave him a tour of Alex, nokuthi abone nalako kuhlala khona uMandela. Yeah.
You know, the Zulu nation certainly has lost, and I think the country in its entirety. What would you say we should take from the departed Queen, in terms of, you've already spoken about the love and care that she's shown towards you and your family in a time of need.
Yes. I so wish empilweni yakhe ukuthi his passing, whoever is going to be taking over, ahambe enyaweni zakhe, because really asifuni ukuthi sikhohlwe la sibuya khona. We should not forget where we come from. Amasiko nezinto ebezenziwa every year KwaNongoma zihlale zenziwa njalo nje, and engikucelayo ukuthi sicela nje kumazinyane esilo kube nokuthula, kube nokubambisana okuhle, ungabi nenqushu phakathi, because we loved ubaba ungangezwe lakhe uhlanga lomhlabathi. He had love for everybody, ubengakhethi.
And I wanted to come to that, Babthwala, ukuthi at this particular time, the unity of the Zulu nation is very important. And unfortunately, there are scenes that we are seeing at the moment where ingathi ubusuchazile baba ingathi kunonxushunxushu okuthize nje. Ungafuna ukuthini njengeinduna mhlawumbe zala eGauteng eAlexander ukuthi kubekho lo bumbane lo of the Zulu nation?
Mina ngikucela ukuthi wonke umuntu alandele kulolu khondolo lukangangezwe lakhe uhlanga lomhlabathi. Engikucela ukuthi makube noxolo, sibuyise yonke into esasiyenza, okanye singashiyi izinto esasizenza ngendaba ukuthi mhlambe sekukhona amanye amaqembu amanobani, sicela sibe into eyodwa. Let there be peace amongst the Zulu nation and everybody. Ngoba bengamele kuphele isizwe samaZulu. Ukhumbule ukuthi KwaZulu kwaphuma abantu abaseZimbabwe bomthwakazi, KwaZulu kwaphuma abantu singathi amashiyangane kodwa nibabiza ngelinye igama. Bonke labo bantu namapedi ayiphuma KwaZulu, so they respected ungangezwe lakhe. Sicela ukuthi naleyo nhlonipho mayihlali khona ezigodlweni zonke zikangangezwe lakhe. Makube naleyo nhlonipho naloko kuhloniphana ukuthi masifika le njengoba naye esithembisa indawo for God never fails, ungashintshi lutho. Ngicela nje amazinyane esilo na wonke umndeni wesilo subapha ngebhande lilodwa ukuthi bangalandela kulolu khondolo lukababa ungangezwe lakhe all the way. May her soul rest in peace.
Siyabonga kakhulu baba uThwala, siyabonga kakhulu Linda Thwala, induna spokesperson for Izinduna here in Alexandra, talking about a very special relationship that they have shared with the departed king as well as the departed queen, whose remains will leave Johannesburg this morning to KwaZulu-Natal. We're expecting the members of the royal family to arrive here any moment now. As you can see behind me, the maidens, Leanne, who have been performing some rituals inside the mortuary, have of course come out now, but we're expecting any moment some of the dignitaries to arrive.
Well, thank you so much, Chriselda. Meanwhile, President Cyril Ramaphosa has granted the late AmaZulu regent a special provincial official funeral category 2. The Queen died last Thursday night at the Mill Park Hospital in Johannesburg. She was 65 years old, and she was appointed as the interim leader of the Zulu Kingdom after King Goodwill Zwelithini's death in March. The Queen's funeral will take place tomorrow night at KwaNongoma, and a memorial service will be held on Friday.